Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I figured it'd be a really good idea to go over what I spend on average per year on my horses. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea because I'm not really sure it is now that I priced it all out. Could be worse, I'm not gonna lie. This does not include like show prices, emergency bill, this is not included. This is straight up the straight basics of owning a horse. In my case, it's where I board them. So I'm going to go ahead and break all that down for you today. So first up is my board price. Board is $250 per horse, so I pay $500 a month. That includes full access to obviously the horses being turned out 24/7, the wash rack, the arena, the on-property trails, and all of the good stuff in which that requires. I also have a place to put my feed and a section in the tack room, which you've seen a time or five of me trying to keep my small area somewhat tidy. It's gotten a little better, but I still have a lot of stuff, so there's that. But it is $250 a month. When you add all that together, it's $6,000 a year. Next up is feed. I feed Triple Crown Senior, which comes in a 50-pound bag, and then I feed alfalfa pellets, which comes in anywhere from a 40-pound to a 50-pound bag, and that cost is anywhere from $18 to like $23. And then I also feed Cool Calories, so that comes in a 2-month supply for me, and that means I can, for $33, I can feed for like $16.50 a month. So altogether per month it is $112.50, and for the year it comes to $13.50 in feed. Next up is the hay cost. I will say off the bat, I do not pay for hay. I mean, not directly, I guess I should say. That's included in my board at this time. But I decided to look up hay prices. The time I had to pay for hay, it was anywhere from $2 to $4, and that was generally a grass mix hay. When we bought round bales, they were like 4x5s, I believe, or maybe they were 5x5s, and they were probably 50 to 60 a bale. That hasn't changed so much, but the round bales that used to be anywhere from $2 to $4 are now anywhere from $5 to $7, and if not, possibly even more. So thankfully, my whole monthly cost, and yearly cost, obviously, is $0 at this time for hay. Next up is the vet cost. This is just strictly for shots, so Coggins, 5-way, Potomac horse fever, and rabies. Thankfully, Potomac horse fever and rabies are in the same shot. This does not include like any additional shots. This does not include the farm call. This is just strictly those shots. And from what I found, what I paid last year, it is $210 for both horses. And that is just, like I said, the one time for them to get their basic shots and vetting. Next up is the farrier cost. I pay $60 for a trim, and if I needed shoes, it would be $200. Currently, both my horses are barefoot. We are potentially talking about getting Cali shod, so I pay $60 for the farrier, which means it is $120 every time that the farrier comes out. The farrier comes out on average every 8 weeks. So that means that within a year's time frame, I pay the farrier $840 just for my horses to have a barefoot trim. Last up is the dental exam. Because of how my state where I live works, I cannot have a dentist legally work on my horses, so it has to be done by the vet. On average, that is done once a year. However, I know that there are some circumstances where people have their horses done multiple times in a year, but my horses at this time are both done one time a year, and that starts at $100 for just the basic, sedation and float. I am budgeting $200, fully expecting that I could be paying more because this cost could have very much went up, but the yearly cost starts at $200. So now let's add it up and cry. Just a lot. So I pay $6,000 a year to board, just strictly to board my horses. I pay $13.50 a year, strictly in their feed. I pay $210 at minimum, just for their vet work. I pay $200 minimum, just for their dental, and $840 a year just for barefoot trims. So when we go and add this all up, I pay $8,600. That is $4,300 per horse for the bare minimum board, farrier, vet, dental, feed. That's all. That's, like I said, not including show costs. That's not including if there's an emergency. It's not including nothing else. So the bare minimum to keep a horse where I live is $4,300 a year. And it varies from state to state, from country to country. So if you want to be an equestrian, just be prepared. It's super fun. But sometimes, especially after this, I think I might need a new hobby. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I should have took up knitting. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I am gonna go cry at this moment because I just broke all this down, and I don't even know why I'm sharing it, but I was kind of curious what on average I spent per year, and I know that it probably very much is more. It's time for me to go eat some ice cream, and I'll catch you all in our next video. Bye.